Hey, Coach, so glad you found us on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe up above. Down below, leave a comment if you have any questions on the video that you're watching right now. We are here to help. If you're looking for greater detail, make sure that you subscribe or you join teachhoops.com. I'm pointing up here and there's nothing up here. Also down below, teachhoops.com, 14-day free trial. It is a community, a resource of like-minded basketball coaches that just want to get better. One-on-one calls with me, office hours, every resource you'd ever want, videos. You know, if you don't know how to motivate your boys in the middle or girls in the middle of January, it's there. It will help you. Go check it out. Enjoy the video.
All right, last one of January. All right, episode 22 of High School Hoops. Go ahead, Coach. I don't know if I've hit this one yet, but go ahead.
I have not hit it yet either. But we're going to talk about hitting the wall in mid-season. It's just that overall feeling of exhaustion. You're in that midpoint of the year, and your breaths become a little bit deeper. And then how do you get through it? You know, how do you get through late night scouting reports? How do you balance that out? How do you make your practices more engaging? What can you do as a coach to liven up that mid-season feel of hitting the wall?
And this one was this, you know, Jake and I always kind of throw ideas back. We have this document that we kind of are always throwing ideas back. And this one was mine. And you know, I think as a coach, and this doesn't even matter if you're a youth coach and listening to this, if you're a college coach, we all hit the wall at some point in a basketball season. Doesn't matter if you're an AU coach and you're going for that 4 months or you're going through the months that we're going through. There's a point where it's like, oh, another day of practice. Oh, I have finals. Oh, my girlfriend wants to see me on Saturday night. Oh, it's like, no. No, I'm dead serious. And it's like, right. My great teams were able to fight through those difficult times. You know, maybe you're playing in the Tuesday or Wednesday game and you know, you got to go in a yellow bus for 45 minutes and play in front of a crowd of 73 people kind of thing, you know, and it's like, you got to have the same energy you had when you were playing in front of a packed gym, you know, in the middle of March kind of, you know, so that I think it's a difficult task, but like anything, I think you have to realize that it's going to happen. And I've noticed this a lot more with my younger players. Mm-hmm. They're not used to the grind. Like my son's a junior. He's been through the grind. He's been at practice every day. He kind of knows that finals come and you're tired and you're out of your routine and winter break and you get a cold. And, you know, I was talking to him a couple of weeks ago about a cold he had. And he goes, I couldn't even breathe for like a week, Dad. It's like, but you learn to fight through those. But when you're younger, you know, you've practiced a couple days a week when you're in 8th grade, and all of a sudden you're not used to that grind and that every day, and all your teachers are giving you all this homework and grades are important and you're getting a letter grade. And it's like, so I think as a coach, you have to realize that's going to happen and figure out how you can help them kind of get over that hump of the wall. How can you make it easier for them to get rest? How can you make it easier for them to mentally and physically be there for you? Because, you know, any freshman or sophomore I've ever had on my team, they've hit a wall. They've hit a wall with their shots. You know, it's just such a long season that it becomes really, really difficult. And you gotta kind of help them, because once they get over the hump, then it's good. It's almost like they get a second wind, but it's getting over that initial hump that's so difficult.
Do you feel that it's more mental or physical or both?
Well, I think it's both. Especially for the youngsters, it's definitely physical because they're just not used to that everyday thing. But I also think it's a mental. I think it's like, you know, if they come in from junior high or middle school, and all of a sudden they come to high school and they have 6 classes, and all those teachers think it's important, and they're getting, you know, 20, 30 minutes of homework, and then they got to go to practice. They got to come to home. You know, it's just, for most places around the country, it's the grind of a middle school is not the grind of a high school. And then obviously you have a high school coach who's, you know, that's their job and their expectation is to win. And that, you know, so I think it's both. And I think that's why they hit the wall.
Yeah, I think it comes down to a couple things I talked in my notes here, and I think here is that constant strategic practice planning. You know, having a discussion with your players. All right, it's getting mid-season. Let's get our work done. Let's get it done quickly, and let's get out of here.
Yes. Yes.
And if it's not working that day and it's not going well and it's your 15, and if you don't time your stuff, like I always used to when I was coaching varsity, I would have, all right, if I'm going to do a drill for 8 minutes, we would go for 8 minutes. And if we don't have a game till Friday and it's a Tuesday, we're just doing it for 8 minutes.
Yep.
And then I'm going to add more time tomorrow. Because
you don't love my practice today. It's like it was like a machine gun. We put 4 minutes on the clock.
Yep.
We'd work on this zone and we were done. We subbed, we're done. Next one, we were working on this thing. And then because I just had to get stuff in, I had to get repetitions in.
Yep.
It was like literally like, but it's like that clock helps you do it. And if you don't have a clock in your gym, you can always use your stopwatch, you can use your phone.
Absolutely.
Whatever.
Yeah. I think that's really helpful because I think you can get caught up. You're working, that on a certain.
Working on that 1-3-1 and you spend 20 minutes and you look up and you go, oh my God, that's a fourth of my practice. Yeah.
Yep. And then you're trying to get out and you become frustrated and the kids just hit a wall and it's not going well. And then you say, oh, let's run. So I think, but if you're organized and you do that, you can then try to decrease some time. I think decreasing time as the season goes on is really important, especially during those times of finals. If you can make practices shorter, I mean, maybe you want to extend them a little bit more and then go back to going shorter in the course of the season around your January and February time. I think that's great. Allowing your other coaches to speak in practice and voices in your practice is always good. I think your voice becomes white noise after a while if you're the only one talking in your practice. Allow them to have some ownership and do some things in your practice. I think is huge.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, like today, I have an assistant coach that basically does our offense. He does like we're working on our offense. He does it. 65-year-old coach who knows more X's and O's than I'll ever learn in my life. And I don't have an ego with that. It's important because the kids know, okay, Coach Morgan's talking. We better listen. Talking about the offense, yeah.
I think always coming to practice that it's competitive, not monotonous. I think even when it comes to shooting, tracking free throws, making things fun, star jumps if you miss, those little fun factors in practice is huge in the midseason wall. If things aren't going right, all right, I'm going to make you guys run 6 line drills. Well, after a while, you're going to hit the wall faster. You have to find.
And you should try to shorten too. I mean, we haven't really talked about that, but it should be linear downward. If your practices were 2.5 at the beginning of the season, they should be an hour and a half at the end of the season. In, out, get your work done, get them home.
Yep. Boom, boom, boom. Because you're not going to, at this point, they're already hitting the wall. It's you trying to fill in more things. It's going to be counterproductive.
It is. Yeah. And I think as long as you as a coach are aware that this is happening, yeah. And the thing is, you can shorten the physical part and maybe lengthen the cerebral part. Maybe you can do some more film sessions. Maybe you can show them some more of the things that aren't kind of winding them down.
My notes here, I said more 5-on-5 situations that allow them to handle the situation within practice is sometimes fun to allow them to have some ownership, and then opportunities for thinking, whether it's in practice or outside of practice, whether it's film, reflecting on film is another great thing. The last thing is you don't only have one game during the week and it's a Monday. Maybe you shock your players and you take them bowling on a Monday,
Right. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of that changes the whole, and sometimes you just surprise them, and it's like, all right, guys, all right, let's go bowling, and they'll look at you like crazy. But
don't go sledding. Don't go sledding.
No,
don't go sledding. Don't go skiing.
Don't do trampoline park or anything like that.
I know. Skiing, if you're in the northern states, skiing and sledding are bad. Yeah.
I think you got to find. I think the one thing I've learned too, even elementary, is like don't try to do a movie, try to do something where they can be social and be able to talk.
Laser tag is good. We've done that.
Yep.
Laser tag's a fun one.
We don't have that when I was coaching in a small town, Wisconsin. It was basically bowling, or that's about it.
Right.
Dodgeball, volleyball we've done. Other sports are sometimes fun.
Water polo. Find the swim team and play them water polo. Yeah.
One time I did a steak fry. That was fun. I had the kids over at my house and they brought their steaks over.
Yeah. What I've always thought is we should have like a 2K tournament where you had enough TV.
Done that. Yeah.
Yeah, then they could do that. But, the problem is you got to have enough things going so they're all kind of playing rather than sitting and watching. But it could work.
gave them control, they would figure out some way to get that done.
I'm guessing.
They would far. You talking about delegating? If you delegate that, they'll find a way to.
Oh, they'll find a way. They'll definitely.
Definitely.
That's where you can find your leaders, like the previous
Exactly.
one. Yes, you can find your leaders.
Perfect. But to acknowledge it and be open with them that mid-season wall is going to happen too.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's mid-season. It gets tough. You just can't be saying, all right, guys, you got to fight through it. We got to learn how to get through this together and what we can do to keep moving together, that we're in this together, and I think it's easier for people to control problems when they know that it's going to happen.
Right. Yep. I think that's the key. That's the takeaway is recognize that it's happening and how are you going to tackle it?
And then allow the parents to be involved with that open discussion, whether it's email, newsletter. Hey, by the way, it's mid-season. These are common things that may happen. Make sure your child's getting to bed at a good time. And, as we get varsity, we should really give the ownership to our players do that. But sometimes our freshmen and sophomore kids are still need to be spoon-fed a little bit by mom and dad. Hopefully by juniors and seniors, they've been able to get to that point, but you never know. So,
you never know. They're teenagers.
That's right. Remember that they're teenagers. And
all right, we'll see you in February, Coach.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hey, Coach, hope you like that video. If you're looking for more videos just like that, check out teachhoops.com up above or down below in the show notes. I do not think you'll be disappointed. One-on-one calls, office hours, you name it, it's there for you. Learn from me. Let me help you become a better coach.